set your alarm for 5:00 a.m., feeling fired up the night before, and then 5 minutes later you're smashing snooze like it personally offended you. You wake up at 8. Your phone's already blowing up. Your day's already behind. And the first thing you feel isn't motivation, it's guilt. You tell yourself, I'm just not a morning person. I'll start next week. I need my sleep. Yeah, same story, different day. If I told you this, your life doesn't change because of luck, motivation, or talent. It changes because of what you do before the world wakes up. This video is called From Broke to Winning, the 5 a.m. Habit. And this isn't some fake hype talk. This is a real style story about a man who had nothing, no money, no connections, no shortcuts, until 5 a.m. became his unfair advantage. Stick with me, because this might be the wake-up call you didn't know you needed. In a quiet blue-collar town on the edge of the city, there lived a man named Marcus. Marcus was 29 years old, and life had him on repeat. Every night at 9:30 p.m. he clocked in as a night facility guard at a packaging plant. Long hallways, cold lights, security cameras, and silence. By 6:30 a.m. his shift ended, and so did his energy. His paycheck? Just enough to survive. Not enough to move forward. Marcus lived in a cramped studio, one chair, one table, a mattress on the floor, and a fan that rattled louder than it cooled. His shoes were worn thin, his phone screen was cracked. But the worst damage wasn't physical, it was mental. Every morning while the city was waking up, coffee shops opening, kids heading to school, people dressed sharp for work, Marcus was dragging himself home, watching everyone else start their lives while he was going to sleep. And the same thought hit him every single day. Is this really all I'm ever gonna be? He wasn't lazy. That's the crazy part. He worked overtime, stayed alert, did everything right, at least on paper. But nothing changed. Because he wasn't building a future, he was just surviving the present. By the time Marcus crashed into bed around 7:30 a.m., the world was already moving forward, and he was checking out, living life in reverse. That question kept echoing in his head, quiet but dangerous. There has to be another way. That night didn't feel normal. Marcus lay on his mattress, eyes closed, mind wide awake. The same thought kept looping in his head. There has to be another way. Suddenly, he reached for his phone, not to scroll, not to distract himself. He set one alarm, 5:30 a.m. This wasn't a habit, it was a decision. When the alarm went off, his body fought back. Every instinct screamed, snooze! His hand hovered over the screen and stopped. Marcus sat up, shoulders slumped, eyes heavy, heart racing. The room was silent. The city outside was still asleep. This wasn't a moment of success. It wasn't failure either. It was a moment of choice, and Marcus chose to stay awake. He didn't work out. He didn't read a book. He didn't plan his future. He just sat there, thinking. For the first time in years, he had something rare, time. That's when he realized the truth. His problem wasn't luck. It wasn't talent. It was ownership of his time. He checked the clock. 5:03 a.m. The sky was still dark, but Marcus knew one thing for sure. This morning didn't change his life. It started it. That first morning didn't make Marcus confident. It made him curious. So the next night, he did something even harder than waking up early. He went to bed early. No late night scrolling. No one more episode. Lights out by 9:30 p.m. It felt boring, but boring was better than stuck. The next morning, 5:00 a.m. hit again. This time, Marcus didn't just sit there. He made a rule. 2 hours. Every morning. No excuses. Hour 1 was for skills, not motivation videos, not hype. Real practical stuff. Free online lessons. Basic computer skills. Spreadsheets. Numbers. How money actually works. Hour 2 was for him. Walking outside while the city slept. Stretching. Breathing. Thinking clearly for the first time in years. No phone noise, no people, no pressure, just progress. The first week was brutal. He felt tired, irritable, behind. His body hated the change. His mind tried to quit. But Marcus didn't negotiate with himself. He showed up anyway. By the end of week 3, something shifted. 5:30 a.m. stopped feeling like punishment. It started feeling like power. And without realizing it, Marcus had entered the quiet phase where real change begins. By the second month, Marcus didn't feel like the same guy anymore. He still wore the same clothes, still took the same bus, still worked the same job, but something was different. He wasn't dragging himself through the day. He was alert, locked in, focused, and people noticed before he did. One afternoon, a coworker looked at him and said, "Yo, what's up with you lately? You look sharp." Marcus laughed it off, but the comments kept coming. "You lost weight. You're moving different. You got energy now." What they didn't see was the 5 a.m. grind. While they were asleep, Marcus was learning. He finished one course, then another. Excel, basic accounting, data tracking. Nothing flashy, just stack after stack of small wins. One slow night at work, Marcus saw a problem. Inventory was messy. Numbers didn't add up. Money was leaking. Instead of complaining, he opened his laptop, built a simple system, clean sheets, clear totals. When his supervisor saw it, he paused. "Who made this?" Marcus said calmly. "I did. Before work, in the mornings." That moment, that was the crack in the wall. For the first time, Marcus wasn't just surviving the job, he was adding value. And when you add value, opportunities start finding you. He didn't know it yet, but the life he used to live was already ending. 3 days later, Marcus got a message from his supervisor. "Hey, can you stop by the office after your shift?" That sentence alone made his stomach drop. In his world, office talks usually meant bad news. Mornings, cut hours, problems. He almost talked himself out of going, almost, but at 5 a.m. That morning, he'd already done the work, so he walked in anyway. The manager leaned back in his chair, scrolling through Marcus's spreadsheet. Quiet, too quiet. Then he looked up. "Where did you learn this?" Marcus swallowed. "YouTube, online courses, early mornings." The manager nodded slowly. "We're expanding the accounting side. We need someone who actually understands how this place works." He paused. "You want the spot?" Marcus froze. Day shift, office job, double the pay, the same building, a completely different life. 3 months ago, Marcus was broke, tired, and invisible. Now, someone was offering him a way out. Not charity, not luck, earned. He took a breath and said, "Yeah, I want it." That night, Marcus didn't celebrate. He didn't flex. He didn't post. He set his alarm, 5:30 a.m., because he understood something now. Getting the opportunity wasn't the win. Staying ready was. And tomorrow morning, the grind wasn't stopping. Nothing magical happened to Marcus. No lottery, no shortcut, just one decision, repeated daily. The question is, what time is your alarm set?